The light in our smiles will be forever dimmed, and the thought of this world without that laugh seems unimaginable, but has already become real.
The state is standing together on this day of mourning as we remember the life of Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier.
Aaron's spirit will forever live in our hearts of those he touched, and his legacy will inspire future generations.
The emotional tributes given from his family at today's funeral, right now at 5.
Good evening. We thank you for joining us here for the news at 5. I'm Keisha Grant.
And I'm Mike Heidick. Hundreds gathered at Xfinity Theatre in Hartford today for Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier's funeral services. Our NBC Connecticut team is here tonight with how law enforcement from across the state and the country came together to pay their respects as family and friends shared who he was to them.
We begin our team coverage with NBC Connecticut's Kyle Jones in Hartford with more on that moving service. Kyle.
Yeah, Keisha and Mike, you know, today was a celebration of life, but many people who spoke today acknowledged that it was a life that was cut entirely too short. We heard from Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier's colleagues, from his best friend from childhood, and we heard from his wife about the man that everyone has lost. Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier was given a hero's farewell today through the streets of Hartford to the Xfinity Theatre, where he was escorted by family, friends, and nearly 200 Connecticut State Police troopers for a farewell ceremony.
He wasn't just my backup. He wasn't just my coworker. He was like a little brother who I trusted with my life.
Pelletier was killed last week after being hit by a driver during a traffic stop on I-84 in Southington. Hundreds filled the theater and shared moments of pain with family members, wiping away tears as his wife Dominique spoke about losing Pelletier.
The light in our smiles will be forever dimmed, and the thought of this world without that laugh seems unimaginable, but has already become real.
Those who knew him say he was dedicated to his job. He was given the life-saving medal for his work 6 days earlier at a motorcycle crash on May 23rd. He was the first to respond, holding the artery on the victim's arm closed and using a tourniquet when help arrived. He was also awarded the Medal of Honor for giving his life last week.
The respect I have for him as a trooper and as a family man will not go to his grave, but will continue as long as I am alive.
His brother Michael spoke about their childhood, his love of the Cowboys, and his love for his sons.
All jokes aside, I know my brother is laughing and flashing that grin we'll all miss. My brother may be gone, but I know I will always find peace when I see his face, and my nephew Troy, and his antics, and Zach.
Now, his wife Dominique went on to say that Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier was a man of integrity and a man of honor, and she said that those qualities in their sons, she'll make sure that they know they get it from their father. Live in Hartford, I'm Kyle Jones, NBC Connecticut News. Guys, back to you.
Kyle, thank you. Law enforcement officers from all over the state joined Pelletier's loved ones and fellow troopers as they remembered his life.
NBC Connecticut's Kevin Guy spent the day outside Xfinity Theatre in Hartford and joins us now with a closer look at that show of support. Kevin.
Mike, Keisha, good evening to you both. Local law enforcement say that show of support is what this is all about. They say that law enforcement is a family, and they wanted to show out in such numbers today that the family of Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier and the family that is Connecticut State Police could feel their support. A quiet walk and salute as fallen Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier was carried inside. Hundreds of members of law enforcement from around Connecticut coming to pay respects.
Actually, like, breathtaking. We really were not expecting this big of a turnout.
Cameron Martinez grew up in Enfield and serves as a U.S. Navy police officer. She says Connecticut State Police have always been helpful to them. It was only right to offer condolences.
If you have the badge, you're a part of the community. There's no way about it. They will support you no matter what.
They were joined by local departments from the far reaches of Connecticut, like Enfield, Greenwich, and Groton, and as close as Hartford and West Hartford, all designating Wednesday a time to show support for Trooper First Class Pelletier.
It's sad. It should not happen. However, this is the job, and you know, I commend every single officers that are here and their families for the support.
That support, every officer we stopped says, is the most critical aspect. It's why departments from across the state show up.
It's our responsibility as law enforcement community members and brothers and sisters in law enforcement to show our support for them, for their community, their agencies, and their family and loved ones.
It's a show of support departments say they never want to need, but will offer every time.
We may wear different patches and we may wear different uniforms, but at the end of the day, we are all brothers and sisters in law enforcement.
Now, when the services concluded, law enforcement community members filtered their way back outside. Emotions were obviously very high, but law enforcement did want to make one message clear, and that's the support for the Pelletier family will not be going anywhere. We're live in Hartford tonight. Kevin Geis, NBC Connecticut News. Mike Keisha, back to you.
Kevin, thank you. This tragedy hits especially close to home for people in Southington. That's where Trooper Pelletier was from. And so today people are coming together to grieve and honor their hometown hero.
Our team coverage continues now with NBC Connecticut's Jane Caffrey, who is live at a growing memorial outside the Della Vecchia funeral home. Jane, what's new there now?
Well, Mike, Keisha, that memorial has been growing for several days, but right now, state police are here. They don't want to appear on camera, but I have watched them remove every single heartfelt token and fill the bed of a pickup truck with flowers, handwritten messages. All of those tributes are going straight to the Pelletier family, to the wife and the two sons of Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier. It's just one way that this community is trying to surround that family with love.
With the solemn unraveling of the American flag, the Bristol Fire Department shows solidarity with Southington. As the body of State Trooper First Class Pelletier passes beneath, Chief Rick Hart calls performing the flag service detail an honor. And especially poignant after Bristol lost 2 police officers in the line of duty in 2022.
Whenever we lose one of our own, you lose a piece of yourself because we work together so closely in a hazardous environment. You never know what's going to happen when you go to work, and it's just important to keep your family close and let them know that you love them.
The young family of Trooper First Class Pelletier is in the hearts of so many. This Southington woman leaving a message with his wife and 2 young sons in mind.
If his family sees the sign and sees a little note that says you'll be missed, I feel like that can also be a little, can spark a little bit of happiness in the family.
And more words of encouragement to the Pelletier family from 12-year-old Taylin Davis. With Southington schools on early dismissal, she spent that time alongside dozens of other children watching the procession that took Trooper First Class Pelletier to his final resting place in his hometown.
Have hope, keep believing, and to stay strong.
By all accounts, an incredible person. The obituary for Trooper First Class Pelletier reading that he had unwavering dedication to his family and that he expressed love in every minute with them. Reporting live in Southington, Jane Caffrey, NBC Connecticut News. Mike, Keisha.
Thank you, Jane. And the support for Trooper Pelletier spans more than just Connecticut. Law enforcement came in from all over to honor his life today.
NBC Connecticut's Amanda Pitts continues our team coverage now with much more on that national support that we've seen today. Amanda.
Yeah, Mike, Keisha, it was powerful to stand here and watch this parking lot fill with law enforcement officers from not just across Connecticut, but across the country coming here to honor their fallen brother, whether or not they even knew him. An emotional salute as Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier was escorted to his funeral. K-9 teams from across Connecticut stood beside their cruisers, flashing red and blue, the first sight the late K-9 troopers' grieving family saw as they made their way inside Xfinity Theatre for his services. Along with hundreds of state police troopers from across the region.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter the distance when it comes to paying respect for one of our fallen troopers. we will go across the country if need be.
New York State Troopers were among those showing support, along with Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and New Jersey State Police.
We're just here to show them that we back them up as well.
Even West Virginia troopers made the trip, a 6.5-hour drive.
When we get these type of calls to come and represent, it's a big honor.
They say it's well worth it to show up in full force to pay their respects to the late trooper and those who loved him.
In today's world, law enforcement seems to be a smaller community now than it used to be, and support isn't like how it used to be. So I think it's super important that whoever can come to represent their agency and their state to show that we all care about each other is super important.
Now we're told Connecticut State Police alone had 200 troopers here for the service. Live in Hartford, Amanda Pitts, NBC Connecticut News. Mike.
Amanda, thank you, and stay with NBC Connecticut throughout the evening as our team coverage of the final farewell to Trooper Pelletier continues. You can find complete coverage by heading to NBCConnecticut.com or the NBC Connecticut app.